Good evening, candidates. We are all welcomed to our today's class, and I have a question here in mathematics that I want us to look at and be able to get the answer to the question. We have been told that there is an object that is labeled A, and this object's area is given as 10 centimeters square. Then the question is telling us that this object undergoes a particular type of transformation. And in mathematics, a transformation can either be a reflection, a rotation, an enlargement, a shear, a stretch, or as well a particular type of transformation that is associated with a rotation. So it can either be a reflection, a rotation, an enlargement, a translation, a shear, or a stretch. So at the end of the day, the object has to end up changing in terms of its area. We're told that in this case, the object's area translates into 60 centimeters squared. So you can be able to actually label that as A prime. So we have an object M with an area of 10 centimeters squared. The object undergoes a transformation to give us the image A prime with an area of 60 centimeters squared. And you're told that the transformation in terms of a matrix that can map this object A to the image A prime is given as X. Then we have 3. Then we have 4. Then we have X plus 3. I have been given an object A with an area of 10 centimeters squared. I have allowed this object to undergo a transformation in the matrix this to form this image A prime with an area of 60 centimeters squared. We are told that this is the matrix of transformation. This is a matrix that is what you call a 2 by 2 in terms of its order. That is to tell you that this matrix has 2 rows. This is the first row and this is the second row. So 2 rows and then 2 columns. This is the first column and this is the second column. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix that maps object A to the image A prime. So how do you end up getting the value of X? You should understand this. You need to know that area of image over area of object, the answer should be equal to the determinant. So if I pick the area of the image, I divide by the area of the object, the answer should be equal to the determinant of the matrix given that transforms that object to that image. So the area of the image is given as 60 centimeters squared. The area of the object is given as 10 centimeters squared. And our resultant ratio of the area of the image to the area of the object is going to be 6 over 1, which translates into 6. So this must be equal to. Then, how do you get the determinant? So we can be able to get the determinant by actually picking the elements of the main diagonal. We multiply them. That is going to be x as the first element in that main diagonal times this other element, which is x plus 3. Look at that. Then you say less the product of the elements in the secondary diagonal. The product of the elements in the main diagonal less the product of the elements in the secondary diagonal. So minus 4 times 3. Correct. So this is going to be x squared plus 3x less 12. So 6 must be equal to this because area of image over area of object must be equal to the determinant. This is the quadratic expression that represents the determinant of this 2 by 2 matrix given as our matrix of transformation. So we can be able to come here and say, so 6 is equal to x squared plus 3x, okay, then minus 12. We can take 6 on this side, so we're going to have 0 is equals to x squared plus 3x minus 12. So this is a quadratic equation that we are going to solve for us to get the value of x. So this is going to be 0 is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 18. So this is a quadratic equation that can either get solved by what you call the graphical method or the completing square method, or you can be able to actually use what you call the factorization method, where you can be able to actually get the sum and the product, and as well be able to use what we call the quadratic formula for us to get the values of x. You can be able to actually use the one that actually gives us the answer very, very fast. So we can do this. We have x squared plus 3x minus 18. The sum is this value here, which is 3. So this gives us the sum, and this gives us the product. So our product is going to be negative 18. Two numbers, when you add, you get 3, the sum. And then when you multiply, you get the product, it is now actually negative 18. And it's obviously going to be 6 and 3, and shall make this one to be negative. So we shall be able to come and say x squared plus 6x. So instead of writing 3x, we'll substitute that by 6 and negative 3. Because I know 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. 6 plus negative 3 is actually positive 3. So then you shall say minus 3x minus 18. So this will be x into x plus 6, then minus 3 into x plus 6. That is the common divisor of x squared and 6x is x. So x into x plus 6 minus, so that x times x is x squared. X times 6, 6x. Then common divisor of 3x and 18, that's 3. So 3 into, then we'll actually remain with x, then plus 6. So minus 3 times x minus 3x. Minus 3 times positive 6 minus 18. So our final expression, the roots for that quadratic expression actually given as x minus 3, then x plus 6. So if we cut this one to zeros, x minus 3 is equals to 0. That translates into x is equals to 3. And we say x plus 6 is equals to 0. And that means x is equals to negative 6. And those are going to be your values of x, so that this matrix of transformation can transform an object of 10 centimeters squared to an image of 60 centimeters squared.